Welcome, everybody. Today is the first episode of a new podcast series I'll be starting called The Basketball Romantic. Obviously, I'll be starting off with the NBA playoffs because it is NBA playoff time, luckily. And today's episode, I will be talking about one key takeaway from every game one of every series. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Lakers, Rockets. My key takeaway is KD was right. It's really that simple. KD was right. And nobody was saying that KD was wrong. It's more like, why do you have a burner? You know, what's the point? Like, you're Kevin Durant. You could tweet it from your main low key. But regardless, easy money sniper, KD Trey 5. You were right, obviously. I mean, 18-year vet, 19-year vet. Like, of course you were right. It's really that simple. But Rockets, like, they suck offensively. Like, the Rockets are so bad offensively. The Rockets took 93 shots and made 98 points. Like, there are college teams who could have better efficiency than that. Like, especially against this Lakers team. Like, when you're going against LeBron James and Luke Kennard and Bronny James and Rui Hachimura and Jared Vanderbilt. Like, obviously a college team is getting cooked. But, I mean, like, offensively, like, to shoot 93 shots and make 98 points, that's awful, especially in today's, like, because you gotta account for, like, the foul baiting. You gotta account for, like, getting into the rim, the bad calls that you'll get that'll get to the free throw line. My heart aches for the Rockets. But also, one thing I was thinking about, I was like, man, if I was KD, and I had all this pressure, and this could, like, hurt my legacy if I lost this series, like, if I were to go down one game or two games, and nobody would expect anything of me. And if I lost this series, like, it wouldn't look that bad. But also, like, Katie, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because you deserve the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? What I will say is I've never seen somebody bump knees and miss a game or miss a practice or like and like obviously I only have high school level basketball experience, but I've never ever like bumped knees and missed a practice. Or like you just ice it up for 5 minutes and you're good to go. But Katie, maybe we need some icy hot, not just ice. Shout out Shaq. But the truth is, my key takeaway for this game is Rockets are way too offensively inefficient to even compare to this team, bro. Even if it's just Braun by himself, like, he's gonna get everybody involved, everybody good shots. Like, Rockets, they don't make easy baskets. Şengün, bro, like, and I'm not even a Şengün like hater or like somebody who says he's trash, but Şengün, I've never ever seen a professional star basketball player who has to work so hard for his shot. Like, cause I wonder what Şengün works on in the off season. Like, does he like before every like hook shot? Does he go like, because in the off season, like, you would think like, oh, okay, you're just going against cones, bro. Like, does he have a hard time going against cones too? Cause like I've never seen somebody who I think could have more back to the basket calls or 3 seconds in the paint calls than Şengün. I've never seen somebody who works so hard for a layup every time, And Jokic does work super hard for a layup. I guess maybe that's why they got a lot of comparisons because they're unathletic. And the thing is, Jokic works hard for his inside shot, but Jokic could get a midi at any point. He could get a fadeaway basket at any point, a 3-point shot at any point. Like, and Jokic's playmaking makes it easier for everybody else, which also gives him more space. But Şengün, you work way too hard for a basket. Like it's hard to watch, bro. The truth is, like, Rockets, you can win the rebounding battle, but if you shoot 93 shots and make 98 points, you're never gonna win a basketball game. Like, I don't even know if you'd beat the Wizards. Nah, you'd beat the Wizards like that. Let's be honest. But any other team besides the Wizards, I don't know if you're beating a team like that. Like, even Michael Porter Jr. would torch you. Not gonna lie. Well, not even. He's nice. He was an all-star snub. But that's my takeaway for this game one series. For my next game, we have Nuggets Wolves, right? My key takeaway is as long as the Nuggets have Jokic, they are conference finals bound, bro. And I know you're thinking like, oh, well, you skipped the second round where they have to play the Spurs. Spurs are not beating this Nuggets team, bro. Clip it. Spurs are not beating this Nuggets team, bro. Jokic is still the best player in the world. Like, he didn't even have to shoot well, but he's still going to have 25, 12, and 13. Wait, did his stat line hurt his averages today? Let me just double check. Uh, I think like if he had 11 assists and this was a regular season game, I think that would hurt his averages. I have to double check on that, but like, I mean, even saying a sentence like that is so dumb, bro. But also like, shout out to the Nuggets bench because like Bruce Brown +7, and a lot of the announcers were like, oh well, you want Bruce Brown taking that shot? Like, man, Bruce Brown has been different, bro. Ever since he had a baby, a speculative baby. Allegedly, I don't want to get sued or anything. But ever since he had a speculative baby with Lana Rhodes, bro, he's been super, super locked in, you know. Ever since Katie trash talked him that one time, he said, "I know who your baby mama is." Tim Hardaway Jr. +9, you know, and his dad was in attendance, probably good aura boost when he had that fast break dunk, you know. And Nuggets are just conference finals bound, you know. Aaron Gordon didn't shoot well. Jokic didn't shoot well from 3. Murray was 0 for 8. You know, obviously Ant didn't play well, but Ant is like, he's coming back from an illness. After coming back from an injury, it's just not good. And the truth is, the Wolves have a lack of playmaking. Like Mike Conley's, like, no disrespect, but your buns. Oh, well, no, sorry. That was disrespectful. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. Mike Conley, like, you're not that good anymore, you know? And your worth for playmaking isn't like that worth it anymore, especially because, look, if you don't have a playmaking point guard, it's like fine. You know, you have Ant because he can get a shot at any time. But when you have Rudy Gobert, who's always just clogging the paint, like, it's not easy because he doesn't have like a go-to post move. He's just kind of like hovering around the rim, bro. Like, he's really just like there for defensive possessions, you know. And it sucks because if you're Ant, like, you're working with a clogged paint, you don't have a point guard who could get you into a set, you know. You're kind of like doing it all, and it's not easy if you're coming back from an injury and coming back from an illness. So Ant, you get a pass on the series. Like, I mean, I probably would have given you a pass anyways, even if you were healthy. This is just Jokic. It's that simple. That's my key takeaway. Nuggets are locked for the conference finals. We will be there for Nuggets Spurs. We will be there. My next game is Thunder Suns. How do I say this? This isn't even really a series. Like, let's be honest, right? This isn't a series. I would like to move on, like, right now. I mean, Thunder blew up the Spurs by 35. Like, the Suns were competitive for, what was it, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes? I think it was 12 at one point, and I genuinely blinked. And it was 37-20 Thunder, and the Suns were calling a timeout. You know, I mean, that's just how bad it was. But the truth is, like, even though there were some tough Suns edit on TikTok, you know, it was like, oh, there's no Thunder when the sun is up and whatnot. The truth is, like, the Thunder is coming regardless. Shea's inevitable. Like, everybody on the team is inevitable. And Caruso is just like a plus-minus GOAT. You know what I mean? The truth is, like, they have better Canadians. Shea's a better Canadian than Brooks. I don't know what to say. Like, that's I don't need to go further on this game. Let's be honest. Magic Pistons. This is a very, very interesting series. Not that I called it. I believe I picked Pistons in like 6 or something like that. So I don't mind this outcome at all. I'm not worried about my picks or anything. But one key takeaway is the Magic were the Pistons, or the Magic were supposed to be the Pistons before the Magic became the Magic. And what I mean by that is, last year when we were coming in, there was some guy who was like, Paolo Banchero was like the best player in the world. I was like, he's peanut butter and jelly and yada yada yada. The truth is, like, the Magic, we were expecting the Magic to be like, I think there was like some straw poll that had the Magic as like the #1 seed or something like that, because it was thinking like Tatum without a Tatumless Celtics, you know, Halliburtonless Pacers. It was like, oh, Magic, the young up and coming team, the young team, you know. But the truth is, they couldn't shoot and they were trash this year. Like, and to be the A seed was very, very disappointing. That's just the truth, you know. But they got the A seed, and then now they're up against the Pistons. And the truth is, the Pistons are what the Magic were supposed to be this year. And so what I mean by that is, like, the Pistons are just a superior version of the Magic, and the Magic are just a knockoff version of the Pistons. But the truth is, like, sometimes those off-brand brands, like, are better than the main brands. You know what I mean? I'm not saying the Magic are going to win this series, but I'm saying that it's possible because the Magic are just a knockoff version of the Pistons. But they can do everything the Pistons can do. They're just like a little bit like worse at it. But when the game plan is, because when you watch the game plan was clearly like let Cade eat and let nobody else eat. It was really that simple. You know, Cade had 39. He was dropping buckets. He was efficient and all that. But nobody else on the Pistons could do anything. Duncan Robinson couldn't shoot. No easy baskets for Jalen Duren. No easy baskets for anybody but Cade. You know, they cut off everybody. And one of the reasons why Cade will finish so high in the MVP race is that Cade's playmaking. Like, besides Luka, Cade produces the most offense and generates the most offense for his team. It's really that simple. But if the team is not doing well, he can't produce that for other people. He can only produce that for himself. So the Magic were in control of this game essentially because they were able to change the Pistons' game plan essentially in JB Bickerstaff's game plan. So my key takeaway is Magic can potentially upset the Pistons. Not that I still have Pistons in 6, you know, because I think Pistons. Who's the 4 seed? I think Pistons Cavs will be a better series than Magic Cavs, to be honest, because they're division rivals. But the truth is, Magic can't do this because they're just a knockoff version of the Pistons. But in a 7-game series, like anything is possible. Shout out KG, not Jason Tatum. Nah, fuck with you, Tatum. But Celtics Sixers is the next takeaway I'm gonna give. The key takeaway is very, very simple. No Embiid, no party. It's really that simple. Embiid has appendicitis, you can't win. If Embiid's hurt, you can't win. You know, if Embiid's limping but playing, you can't win. Like, if Embiid's not healthy, you just can't win, bro. You got playoff P, you got Tyrese Maxey, who's good, but like, no, I'm not gonna say like Tyrese Maxey isn't a playoff performer because like he can't perform in the playoffs. I'm just saying like when you have an archetype of a player who's a perimeter player, but without kind of like the nifty like post moves like of a Brunson, you know, somebody whose game is predicated off like balance and whatnot. Because Brunson's game is predicated off balance and coordination and pivoting, whereas Maxey's game is quickness and explosiveness. You probably prefer to have a guard's archetype like Brunson rather than Maxey, you know, because I cannot guarantee that against everybody in the league, Maxey will like get to his spots or like beat off the dribbler and whatnot. Because Maxey is very, very fast, but at some point in the playoffs, like you have team defenses, you know what I mean? Like you're not just gonna be able to go one-on-one with everybody, you know what I mean? So it's just hard to evaluate from that stance. But Celtics shot way better from 3, way better from the field. They shot 50% from the field, and then almost 50% of their shots were 3-pointers, and they shot 36% from 3, you know? So, I mean, what are you going to do with that 76ers when you shoot 17% from the 3-point line and 39% from the field? You know, and you only make 4 threes throughout the entirety of the match, you know? Like, this game was just never, ever close, and the series won't be close. Unfortunately, Embiid has appendicitis, but, you know, I mean, even with Embiid, they probably were going to get swept anyways, you know, unless Paul George turns into MVPG. But the truth is, key takeaway, no Embiid, no party. It's that simple. The next series I will take a look at is Cavs vs. Raptors. My key takeaway is, well, it's pretty similar to 76ers Celtics. Like, no quickly, no party. What I will say is the Raptors are just like they're, I can't explain it. It's like ever since Kawhi left, it's like they've been building a team around Kawhi as if he was there, but they don't have a star player like Kawhi. You know, like the Raptors from 2 to 8 always have a strong team, but they never ever have a 1. They never ever have like the guy, bro. Like ever since they had Kawhi and they had like the guy, bro, and then Kawhi left, they don't have him anymore. They don't have a number 1 option. Like they don't have a strong like star, like superstar. Like Brandon Ingram is like a great player and an all-star, obviously. Scotty Barnes, all-star, obviously. But they don't have a. I'm trying to think of a lower echelon like superstar. I mean, they don't have like a AD or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good example, but they don't have like a number one. That's how it feels like the Raptors are building their teams. As if like number one, like a top five, top 10 players are gonna drop into our lap. That's how it feels. But the Cavs are a good team, and the good thing about the Cavs is that even if James Harden does have a bad game, because James Harden, it's not that he's a poor playoff performer per se, like he is, but that's inconsistently, you know? He'll have a good game and they'll have a really, really bad game, But if you have a really, really bad game and you have Donovan Mitchell and he happens to have a good game, and Donovan Mitchell, honestly, for the last few years in the postseason, he hasn't been shooting well. Because no real spacing when Darius Garland was there. Not to say Darius Garland couldn't shoot, but there just like really wasn't spacing. But Donovan Mitchell, regardless of how he shoots, he's planning on getting 30 essentially. So you can always count on that 30. So even if Harden has like a game of like 12, 15, if he can still play make, get 8 assists, because one thing about Harden is that he'll always play make. He's a very underrated playmaker. I think Cavs, especially with the way the Magic Pistons series looks like it's gonna go, the Cavs could potentially make the conference finals. And I also had the Cavs making the conference finals in my bracket, low key. We'll revisit my bracket at a later time, but that's my key takeaway. For second to last game, Spurs, Blazers, my key takeaway is Blazers, you had a great year. You had a great year, Blazers. It's just Wemby. It's Wemby. What are you going to do? It's Wemby. It's Wemby. What are you going to do? It's Wemby. One thing I was a little bit surprised about, Danny Avdia, the promise, you are getting those calls promised to you still. I thought, it's the playoffs, like he's not going to get those calls. He's getting those calls. And you know what? I respect it. Get those calls, man. Get those calls. But also, you have Jrue Holiday, and Jrue Holiday is a great player, great defender. But this is the history of Jrue Holiday, right? In the Bucks series, the Bucks entirety of his Bucks career. He would play a great game, play a bad game, play a bad game, play a great game, play 2 bad games, play a great game. The truth is he's not a very consistent offensive performer in the playoffs. And he's somebody you're trying to rely on, he did play 36 minutes. And even if he shoots horribly, you should always have Jrue Holiday in, especially for the defensive presence. But it's the history of Jrue Holiday. He's not a very consistent playoff performer, but he does have a ring, so he can escape the slander. But key takeaway is Spurs, you lose in 7 to the Nuggets. I think had you won game 82, Thunder Spurs, it's like a toss up. Do I pick Thunder? Do I pick Spurs? I don't know. But, sorry. What I meant is if you win game 82, then the Nuggets play the Thunder. Then it's Thunder Nuggets and you have a cakewalk to the conference finals. But, you lost to the Nuggets when they didn't have, oh my gosh, they had none of their starters, and Jokic only played 1 half, bro. Man, I'd be really mad if I was a Spurs fan. But luckily I'm not, so I have low cortisol. For my last game, my last takeaway, I have Knicks versus Hawks. My key takeaway is essentially this, right? Hawks. If you don't win the non-Brunson minutes, you guys have no chance at this series. It's really that simple, right? I was watching the game, right? Because obviously from New York, Knicks fan, right? But I do go to school in Atlanta, so if the Hawks win, I do have a claim in that too. But I was watching the game. Brunson is out for 5-6 minutes. In the fourth quarter, he gets subbed out in the 10th minute, I think, right? And the Knicks go on a 13-3 run, bro. Hawks, if you want to do anything in this series, the non-Brunson minutes, you have to dominate, bro. You just have to dominate the non-Brunson minutes, And it's unfortunate, Nickeil Alexander-Walker didn't shoot well. Alexander the Ethical didn't shoot well. You have Dyson Daniels, who just can't shoot at all. Great defender, but he just can't shoot at all. But he's also your leading rebounder. But also, I don't blame it because you guys don't have true bigs. But also, Dyson Daniels is just 6'4", 6'5". He's my height. Why is he the leading rebounder for the Hawks in the game? But I guess bigs don't really rebound anymore. Because Josh Hart's the leading rebounder on the Knicks. It's not Cat. But, that's my second key takeaway. My second key takeaway after you try to win the non-Brunson minutes is you have to attack the paint. You have to get this guy Cat in foul trouble. Like, Cat, this guy, like, he just can't resist getting into foul trouble. If you touch the paint on every possession, and Cat, the percentages of Cat fouling skyrocket. Like, you just have to touch the paint every possession, because Cat's going to swipe his arm, you know? It's like Curiosity killed the cat. Like, Curiosity will kill this cat. You know, he's gonna swipe at it if you get the ball in the paint. So, Kuminga, stop shooting threes. You've never been a shooter, respectfully. Even though there were open shots, and I do like it when players just take open shots, you know what I mean? But there's a reason the defense is giving you it sometimes, you know? So, over the series, you can earn the respect back of your 3-point shot. But right now, like, attack the rim, attack Cat, get Cat in foul trouble, and then you win the non-Brunson minutes, and then you're Gucci. Like, then you actually make this a series. But if you don't do one out of those two things, this series can't go to 6. It's gonna be ended in 5, right? But let's say you get Cat in foul trouble, the series could go 6 or 7. Or if you win the non-Brunson minutes, the series can go 6 or 7. If you do both, you can win the series for sure. You know, basketball, anything can happen. You know what I mean? You lost game 1, but, you know, Knicks are supposed to win this game anyways. They have home court, you know? So you need to recalibrate, you know, attack Cat, win the non-Brunson minutes. Even if you shoot poorly, like, as long as you can try and win the non-Brunson minutes, limit their scoring, and get Cat in foul trouble, you will always have a shot in the series. And that's my key takeaway for every single team, every single series. I think the next time you guys might see me on my second podcast episode could eventually be, let's see, when the Thunder sweep the Suns, or, you know, when the Celtics sweep the 76ers, or maybe when the Cavs sweep the Raptors. Who knows? One of those three, you'll probably see me again. And we'll talk about what to expect in the conference finals and whatnot. And I'll still do my edited video a week, you know. I won't hold steadfast to every Friday at 3 p.m. like I had originally planned, but I'm going to do my edited video every week. And I'll make sure to actually look at some highlights of the game and whatnot. I was just kind of a little bit burnt out because I was like doing a marathon watching every single game. So it was kind of like redundant if I watched the highlights, you know. But I will watch some of the highlights and post that to the channel, and you'll still see an edited video from me at least once a week. You know what I mean? So thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Basketball Romantic and the key takeaways of every NBA playoff series. I'll make sure to turn this into some shorts so you guys can get easily digestible takes from me, you know, from previous videos as well as this podcast episode. But you guys will see me again soon. Peace out. Take care. Like and subscribe if you like the content. If you enjoy content like this, helps the channel grow. And yeah.